Hi, hello, it's Leilani from the Bible in 1 Year. We are reading Psalm 67 today, and this is a very short psalm with only 7 verses, but it's a beautiful song that calls for God's blessings and reflects a vision of global praise and divine justice. The psalm reminds us that God's blessings are not just for our benefits, but for the entire world to recognize and worship Him. Now, the main points of the psalm is God's grace and blessing. The psalmist begins with a plea for God's grace and blessings when he says that may God be gracious to us and bless us and make His face shine upon us. And this echoes from the very viral song, The Blessing, from Numbers 6:24-26. Now, the purpose of this blessing is not to be self-centered. It is missional, so that your ways may be known on earth, your salvation among all nations. We as Christians are blessed to be a blessing. Our lives should reflect God's goodness, leading others to Him. And then verse 3 and 4 speaks of a universal praise. The repetition of, may the people praise you, God, may all the peoples praise you, emphasizes the psalmist's desire for universal worship. This vision extends beyond Israel to include all nations and people. It reminds us that God's kingdom is inclusive, and His desire is for every tribe, tongue, and nation to worship Him. Our mission is to share God's love and truth so that others may join in this global praise. Then verse 4 speaks of God's just and God's guidance. For you rule the peoples with equity and guide the nations of the earth. This highlights God's sovereignty and fairness. In a world often marked with injustice, we find hope in God's guidance and God's rules. And as His followers, we are called to reflect His justice and work towards a more guided world by His wisdom. And then lastly, verse 6 and 7 speaks of abundant provision and blessing. It says that the land yields its harvest. God, our God, blesses us. The psalmist acknowledges God's provision and abundance. These blessings lead to a further prayer, may God bless us still, so that all the ends of the earth will fear Him. Recognizing God's provision should lead us to gratitude and a deeper commitment to His mission. Our blessings are a testimony of God's goodness and means to draw others to Him. In conclusion, Psalm 67 is such a powerful reminder of our purpose as God's people. We are blessed to be a blessing. Our lives should shine with God's grace, leading others to know Him. So let us commit to sharing His love, working for justice, and proclaiming His salvation to all nations. May our prayers and actions reflect the heart of the psalmist, desiring that all the ends of the earth will fear Him. We are in such a privileged position to be in the Rainbow Nation in South Africa. We have so many opportunities to be blessings to so many nations within our reach. Thank you for listening to me. Until we read together again next week, be blessed, and goodbye.